and another rip-off nailed down. September 21, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. I spent 5 days with Russell J. Gould, discussing grammar in general, his ideas about PARSE, and numerous other matters. He is an engaging individual and very intelligent, however, he also bears the earmarks of someone who has been tortured. I am more than persuaded to believe his claims about what happened to him while in federal custody, but that also begs the question, how did he get out of federal custody? At what cost? Per what agreements? We now have both evidence and direct testimony linking Russell J. Gould to the Office of Military Settlements, a shadowy organization within the United Nations, and claims that he offered settlements, sometimes trillions of dollars worth of settlements, issued as credit, in exchange for assistance in overthrowing the government of this country. We assume that this organization and these offers are under criminal investigation, and that a distinction is being made between the de facto government, provided on a for-hire basis by the Pope and the British monarch and the Lord Mayor of London, and the actual government of this country which is just now coming back into session. The Office of Military Settlements and Attorney General Barr both need to be notified and told that no settlement based on our credit or assets is authorized. We require the return of all American assets and persons, tout de suite. The permanent overturning of the municipal government in Washington, D.C., can be realized simply by not allowing the perpetrators access to the privilege of incorporation. The ecclesiastical law concerning corporations is well known and needs to be enforced. They may be organized for any lawful purpose, not any legal purpose. The corporations in question are all operating in an unlawful manner and all should be liquidated and/or placed under new management. All of these municipal entities and elements of borough, city governments exist here in violation of the contract establishing any form of municipal government on our shores, the Constitution of the United States. It follows that upon the dissolution in bankruptcy of the United States, Inc., these other franchise issues need to be addressed and all the phony shadowy estate trusts established in the names of Americans need to be released together with all derivatives thereof, public transmitting utilities, public charitable trust interests, and so on. The Office of Military Settlements and Ag Bar need to return all property and assets belonging to our population including land held in the state land trusts doing business as, for example, the Arkansas state. The Office of Military Settlements and Ag Bar need to return the 20,000 tons of privately held American gold that was admittedly confiscated by the Franklin Delano Roosevelt administration and used to bankroll the Federal Reserve, the World Bank, and the IBRD. The Office of Military Settlements and Ag Bar need to return the American gold transported, for safekeeping, to the Philippines. The Office of Military Settlements and Ag Bar need to return the stock portfolios containing our interest in the Fortune 500 and thousands of other corporations worldwide. The Office of Military Settlements and Ag Bar need to return the purloined property of Americans, full stop, and stop pretending any legitimate excuse for doing anything else. And the Russell J. Gould psyop needs to be called off. We obviously tracked down who and what he was, and are not deceived. We are not falling for any of the proffered fraud schemes. Not accepting the repeat of the Scottish interloper song and dance offered by the Reign of the Heaven Society. Not accepting the even older dog Latin fraud scheme dating from the days of the Roman Emperor Justinian, and not buffaloed by any suzerain treaty claims made by the United States of North America, either. And by the way, we are owed our part of the $950 trillion in life force value annuities sucked out of our country by Prince Philip and the Governor of Ottawa operating in collusion. And our national credit, which now stands at over $25 trillion, and access to all our special deposit and legacy trust accounts worldwide. The Office of Military Settlements needs to be shut down and the UN needs to be outed for what it is, a stinking Vichy French crime syndicate established a full 2 years before the United Nations was ever chartered, seeking to use the United Nations organization as a storefront in much the same way as the same culprits used the Roman Catholic Church as a storefront for generations. No, we are not deceived, and we claim fraud, fraud which vitiates all contracts, all speculation, all acts of any Congress, operating outside the stipulations of their contractual obligations, all acts of legislation carried out by territorial state-of-state legislatures that have been misapplied to Americans, and which requires the dissolution of territorial state-of-state franchises and municipal state-of-state franchises for the benefit of the victims of these vicious and long-running fraud schemes. If you enjoy having Anna's latest articles made into videos, please consider making a purchase from Ed's website sacredintuitiveelements.com. Thank you.